Hey, good Monday afternoon. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox, and today we're talking about Oscar, which is on the move, now tracking out of Cuba, but still bringing those hazards to Cuba over the next few days, not hitting Florida, but hitting the Bahamas. So we'll talk about some of the biggest risks that we're expecting into the Bahamas over the next few days. A severe risk remains on the plains for today, or returns rather to the plains. We're watching for large hail and strong wind gusts expected anywhere from Oklahoma to Nebraska. And we're also watching for temperatures to trend on the warmer side, very similar to what we have been seeing through most of October, now into the end of October, and also through November. Hey, before we get started on that forecast, join us at RoofCon. RoofCon starts on October 23rd, goes until the 25th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's down in Orlando, Florida. But why should you visit our booth? Well, we've got Rachel going and you want to go see and say hi to her. She's awesome. But we are also giving away a $100 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card. If you go over to our booth, you can enter in the raffle and then we'll announce that here on social media. So that is booth 1116. There you go. Pretty easy to remember. It's just two numbers. One of them just repeats 3 different times. 1116. So head over there to RoofCon on October 23rd through the 25th. I know there's tons of vendors to see, which is why it takes you 2 days to go through them all. Alrighty, let's talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday we had some storms across the southern portion of Colorado and the eastern portion of New Mexico. One of the most impressive hail reports that we got, and we had a few hail reports across these areas, but one of the most impressive ones was out of Tucumcari, and what we saw here was golf ball sized hail. Golf ball sized hail right here, just close to the state line between New Mexico and Texas. Golf ball sized hail, which is pretty good for this time of the year. Rainfall totals, not terribly impressive, pretty sporadic across New Mexico, Texas, even the Oklahoma Panhandle, just sliding in there, and then a good portion of Kansas and Colorado. Alrighty, moving on here, we are also tracking that next chance for storms today. So temperatures today, warmer than average across a good portion of the U.S., New England to the northern plains, all the way to the Midwest. Farther off to the east, it really feels like fall in this area, or off to the west, excuse me, it feels more like fall as you head farther off to the west. We've got some showers and storms firing off already in Kansas right here. This is what we're watching for later today. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. A few more showers and storms off to the west. Northeast is dry, southeast mostly dry other than storms in Florida, which seems to be a very common thing that we talk about this time of year. More storms off to the north and west. This is a cold rain, nothing severe expected out of that. Where are we watching for the severe storms? That would be right through the plains here. Current temperatures are in the mid-70s. Ooh, sunny and 75. Someone should write a song about that because that's perfect weather right there. It's a little chilly for me this morning, but it's a lot warmer now. 75 here in Oklahoma City, 76 in Dallas. Perfect fall-like temperatures if this was later on in the afternoon, but we still have sunlight. Temperatures are going to warm up over the next few hours. We're going to hit above average once again today. Now let's get into your storm chance, okay? So your storm chance here really focuses on the central portion of Kansas, barely skimming the northern portions of Oklahoma, and then the southern side of Nebraska. Where is that unstable air? You can see that right here, not terribly impressive, still trending on the low side. So what this tells me is that, and I've looked at other models, so other models have also kind of indicated that these storms are rather conditional. We've got some of the conditions, we need all of them to produce storms later on today. We're talking about 4 o'clock here, so we've got some time with these storms. All right, what about our hail model here? Well, our hail model is a little bit more impressive than what we've seen from a lot of the model runs over the last few weeks, okay? We barely have gotten that yellow color in here over the last few weeks, and now we're starting to see more of it. Still trending on the smaller side here, but once again through the central portion of Kansas, southern sides of Nebraska, and northern Oklahoma today. Now you can see that this hail is trying to make its way down into the southern portions of Oklahoma, even into Texas. However, models just don't have storms firing in this area, so we're gonna focus our attention a little bit farther up to the north here. Alrighty, moving on, let's talk about what we can expect today. Now, the SPC has not extended this risk all the way out to Wichita. However, I extended it a little bit farther to the east. Still, some of the better chances to see some of that larger hail will be anywhere from Hays all the way up to McCook, down to Woodward, Oklahoma, and then into Wichita, Kansas. I think if you are on the west side of the city, if you know Wichita, you know that this city kind of splits in half, east to west, right? The west side of the city has a better chance to get that hail than the east side of the city does. But taking a look at Hays, I think that's going to be one of our sweet spots to get storms today if these storms trend up to the north. Models have kind of split this in half here. Other models want to bring this down to the south. I'll show you that in just a minute. What about your maximum forecasted hail size here? I think hail is going to trend golf ball size and smaller. However, some of the biggest hailstones, very, very isolated, could be closer to the size of a hen egg, right around 2 inches. Maybe we'll see like one report of hen egg sized hail, and then the rest of them will be on the smaller side, quarter to golf ball sized hail. Still pretty impressive for this time of the year. This is your radar right now. This is what we're seeing. We have one line of storms going through right now. This is not what we're watching for severe weather. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. After this continues to track to the east, maybe raining on you in the afternoon hours, anywhere from southern Nebraska all the way down to Wichita. This is what we're watching farther back to the west, okay? This is your severe chance here. So this is the NAM model. I've got two different models I'm gonna show you. The NAM wants to trend a little bit farther to the north. So that's why I highlighted Hays, Kansas, because that'll be kind of in the middle here. That splits those storms up to the north. The NAM wants to take this into Nebraska, northern Kansas, Wichita, and Oklahoma staying dry. However, if we take a little bit of a look down, there you go. Okay, so the HRRR model here, we have one question about Cushing, Oklahoma, low chance for Cushing, Oklahoma. And this, if the HRRR comes to fruition, Cushing, Oklahoma is gonna have a better chance than if the NAM comes to fruition. So here's the HRRR model. There's your second round of storms here. This is what we're watching for to, there's your second round of storms here. That fires up right around 4 o'clock this evening. This is what we're watching to bring storms down into southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma, okay? So a few more storms farther down to the south here. Two different models showing two different things. That's why we've highlighted this entire area for the chance for strong storms, hail up to the size of 2 inches, high wind, 70 miles an hour, tornado risk, low, isolated, level 1, but it's still on the board. Timing here, 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Now in the latest run of the HRRR, look at that. It's pulling things up to the north now. It's pulling storms up to the north just a little bit more than it did earlier today. So could we get a better chance for storms up there? That's definitely possible, but we've also got storms down to the south, whereas the NAM didn't have any storms down to the south. Either way, this will wrap up right around 9, 10 o'clock tonight, and then it'll just be rain as this slowly starts to weaken as it heads farther off to the east. All right, that's your storm chance for today. Let's take a look at your extended rain outlook. We've got showers and storms a little bit more likely farther off to the west, drier as we head farther down to the south and off to the east. And your future temperatures are going to be trending on the warm side. This is kind of one of those times of the year that you struggle to turn on your AC or your heat. Do I need a jacket? I need it in the morning, but not in the afternoon, especially farther down to the south, where our temperatures are going to stay above normal, above average, as we head into the rest of October. 88, way above average for tomorrow afternoon here in Oklahoma. What about Kansas City? Waking up in the upper 50s tomorrow. Denver, a nice dry 45 degrees. 90 degrees, holy moly, we just keep warming even higher as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures stay in the 50s, a little bit farther up to the north in places like the Midwest and then all the way into North Dakota. But we do trend a little bit warmer for most of us, most everyone, later on in the work week. Here's your extended outlook. October 26th, all the way up to Halloween. So we don't have the forecast for Halloween yet, But if you're trying to decide to get your kids jackets or not jackets for that Halloween costume, maybe we say no jackets for Halloween. We'll show you the Halloween forecast in just about a week as we get a little bit closer. But it does look like we're trending above average, right? We have a high likelihood for not only Oklahoma, but a good portion of the Four Corners, all of the plains, most of the Mississippi Valley, and a good portion of the Midwest to trend above normal here. So what we're talking about is above 71. That's your normal high for Oklahoma City. Above 63, normal high for Denver. Above 60 degrees, normal high for Chicago. So a lot of us are going to be above average as we end fall, or as we end October and head into the rest of fall. Thanks for watching us today. We appreciate you joining in. We'll be tracking that hail chance for you today. We have meteorologists on staff 24/7 to trace and map those hailstorms for you, wind as well as tornadoes. So if you are interested in a hail, wind, or tornado map, head over to our website, hailtrace.com, or give us a call at 855-334-4245, or email us at info@hailtrace.com. In the meantime, follow us. We'll be watching for this hail, for these storms to pop up today. We'll be posting pictures and more information on our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Threads. If there's a social media platform, we're probably on it. But thanks for watching us today. Hit that follow button. We'll be back here, same time, same place, tomorrow afternoon.